Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews all on the app. Download Thumbtack today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of When Reality Hits. I hope everybody is doing fabulous and having a great and positive, fun day. Oh my goodness, there's been so much going on. I'm going to do a solo episode today because I wanted to, well, obviously I heard that Jack did one last week, so I thought I should do one this week. And I just wanted to answer some questions from you guys and also just talk about some like old funny memories because, you know, there's a lot going on in my life right now and a lot of things that we can't talk about yet until the new season comes out. But it will be a great season. I will say that. And, you know, once the show does air, I feel like everyone is going to see so much that they don't know about. And, you know, we'll just wait to discuss all that stuff when the time comes. But still, I hope everyone is doing great. I am so excited because it is spooky season. And you guys know, if you've been listening to me or following me on social media, I love to decorate. So got all the Halloween stuff here. Started decorating some last night. Gonna finish today, hopefully. You know, I'm one of those people that start on a project and then I'm like, squirrel. So I have to like move around. I just got to stay focused. But my house is a disaster right now. Jax actually did help bring my Halloween decorations to the house. And I saw that he posted a little Instagram story about that, of course. But the truth is that we let go of our storage unit. So we had to bring everything from the storage unit to the house. So it wasn't just the Halloween decorations. It was everything. But since all of my decorations are there and they're in the garage now, it will be easier for me to not have to get a U-Haul and try to get all these decorations out for every single holiday that I decorate. But that's what happened. We stopped with our storage unit. I've got so much space at the house and in the garage now. So I was like, why don't we just put everything from the storage unit? Because it's all my decorations. It's baby stuff, extra pieces of furniture that I own. Like, it's all my stuff. And I was like, I don't need a storage unit anymore. Let's just put it in the garage. So he unloaded all that stuff yesterday. But, of course, I know we posted about it, but we won't even go there. All right, I'm going to answer some questions that you guys wrote in, and thank you so much for doing that. I just wanted to talk about some funny times, like reminisce on some of the old episodes of Vanderpump Rules, Jackson, Brittany Take Kentucky, and The Valley from last season. And also, I just wanted to say a huge congratulations to Lala for baby Sosa. I am so happy for them, so happy for her family. Baby Sosa is absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. I mean, oh my goodness. I got to go see her when she was 7 days old and hold her and snuggle her. And it's so crazy whenever you're around a new baby, you forget how little they are. Like, Cruz is 3 years old, but I feel like Cruz is really big for his age. So he's always a lot taller than his classmates and his friends around his age. He's got really big feet, really big hands. They think he's going to be really tall. But it's crazy because he just feels so big. Whenever I carry him, he takes up half my body. His little feet are dangling past my knees. It's just insane. And then you hold this little tiny baby and you just forget everything. Time flies because even though you forget how little they are, I still just feel like I just had Cruz yesterday. But it also feels weirdly like he's been here forever. So I know other parents know exactly what I'm talking about. But I love babies. I love seeing the babies. Everyone knows that I've always wanted to have more kids. I think last year on the Valley, you guys saw that I was really wanting to have another child. And Jax kind of blindsided me because by saying that we weren't going to have another kid at that moment. And we had talked about it for so long, and he already knew like that was our plan. So I just want to make that very clear. Like, I didn't just like pop up out of nowhere getting upset, because we had always said that whenever Cruz was 2, we would start trying for another baby. So that's why for me, I was like, wait, what? Because I love kids. I want Cruz to have a sibling. I think it would be good for him. He's doing so well in all of his therapies and everything. I just thought it would be so great for him. A lot of people wrote in and said that Jack said on the solo podcast, because I didn't listen to it, that he was saying he didn't want to have more kids. Was that a reason why I decided to file for divorce? And that's not even like part of it. Of course, I always wanted to have more kids, but even though he says that, I feel like he would have still been open to it, because we did talk about it for so long. But there's just so many other things that were the actual causes of why we can't be together. Can't go into too much details about everything, but just know that I'm always going to be so open and honest and real. And it did make me sad whenever the plans were changed up last summer and you guys saw it on the Valley. I didn't really understand, and I did feel blindsided by that. But also, we were fighting so much. So at the end of the day, like, I'm glad that didn't happen. But I'm always open in the future to, if I fall in love one day or anything like that, I'm just trying to see where life takes me and put it in God's hands. If I have another baby, I have another baby. Amazing. If I don't, Cruz is so perfect and magical. I'll be just fine with that too. I'm just kind of like going with the flow right now. I'm in brand new territory. I was thinking about this the other day, like, my whole life in LA has been connected to Jack's. So not only am I going through a separation and filing for divorce and, seeing what's going to happen, like living separately and everything like that, I'm also living in LA for the first time without him as well. So it's just like everything seems so different right now, but, I'm just trying to stay positive and, enjoy life as it comes my way, because I am blessed in many ways, and I'm just trying to keep a positive mindset through all the craziness that I'm going through. But yeah, it is kind of weird, because now I'm, going out with my friends, and, everything is like by myself. So I'm learning and as I go, but me and Cruz, we're thick as thieves. So that's my little buddy. If you see me, you see him. I love that voice so much. So I'm going to get started in some of these questions from you guys. I wrote in asking favorite memories from the Valley, Jackson Brittany Take Kentucky, or Vanderpump Rules days, favorite moments. And we're going to talk about them. And you guys wrote in some really good ones. I will say the most popular, definitely Rotten Hell. Got that a million times, the Rotten Hell episode. Okay, this is from Krista_Lena. Rotten Hell, gotta be the best line ever, and it's always being shown in recaps. So yeah, that was a horrible episode for me and a sad episode for me, obviously, but I think that the Rotten Hell lives on, because when you come from Kentucky or you come from the South, like saying something like rotten hell, especially if you're religious and you have a religious family, that is like the worst thing that could possibly happen to someone. So a lot of people would be like cussing somebody out, or if they were in my position, and saying like all these digs. And for me, I'm just like rotten hell, because that's literally the worst thing that can happen to you. So I loved that it went like viral, and I loved like seeing all these memes that were made. Somebody had made a meme. I think I reposted it a long time ago, where I was like yelling on the phone doing the rotten hell, and it was something like, when you're on hold with a customer service and you're yelling representative. That is so annoying whenever you're just trying to talk to a human being on the phone. So little memes like that were always so funny. But yeah, that's why, because that like rotten hell, that was just the worst, meanest, harshest comeback I could come up with. So yeah, rotten hell, man, that lives on. Let's see. This is from Kira8. Why didn't you sign a prenup? I didn't sign a prenup whenever we got married, because I just always thought I was going to be with Jax for the rest of my life. I think everyone could tell from all the years and that you've seen me on TV that I was madly in love with him, and I tried everything I could possibly do in this relationship. I've forgiven so much. I've been through so much. I've put up with so much, stuck through so much. I I just thought that I would be able to do it for life. And obviously things have changed. But yeah, whenever I got married, obviously I didn't ever expect to divorce. And Jax and I have always kept our financials separate. We never had a joint bank account or anything like that. Like, we did buy the house together. We both put the same amount of money in, stuff like that. We bought a car together once and we did stuff like that, but we always have had separate bank accounts. So I'm never using his money. He's never using my money. It was just never like that. So going into that, a prenup didn't matter to me. Would I sign a prenup if I ever got married again? Hell yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, so next question. This is from K. Kristen Nicole. When you had Hooters girls and food at your wedding. Okay, so I love Hooters. I always have. Hooters is absolutely amazing. You guys, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I used to be a Hooters girl. I worked for Hooters for like 6 years. I was a bartender. Met some of my very, very, very best friends that are going to be my lifelong friends at Hooters. So I have so many great memories there. It was a fun job to do while I was young. I actually love the Hooters wings. They're my favorite wings of anything. We always go up to the aquarium to take cruise to the aquarium, and there's a Hooters right there at Long Beach here in California, and we always go there. That's the closest one now because so many have closed. Whenever I first moved to LA, if you guys saw on Vanderpump Rules, I transferred from Hooters to the Hooters across from, it was then the Staples Center. So I was working there whenever I first moved here, and it was just so different because the only time that Hooters was busy was if there was a game or a concert or something like that. Otherwise, you were just sitting in there and there was nobody coming in because there wasn't as much foot traffic and stuff if there wasn't a game. So I could see why it closed down eventually. But we had like Jackson's birthday there once on Vanderpump. I like sang the Hooters birthday song to him. I got inducted to the Hooters Hall of Fame. Got to go to Clearwater Beach. I took Kristen with me because I think Jax was working or something. This is before we had cruise or anything, and they flew us to me and Kristen to Clearwater Beach and got to get on the stage, and they said a little speech about me, and they gave me a sash that said Hooters Hall of Fame. I just was loving it because it's just great memories that I'll love, especially because of my friendships that I've made there. Whenever I go home, my girls, majority of us work together at Hooters. Some of my friends I knew before Hooters, and we just decided to work there together, some after. But that's why Hooters has always been so special to me. And then also whenever I met Jax and he found out I was a Hooters girl, he was obsessed. So we always had like a little connection because of Hooters. And I just thought it was great to have them it was at the reception. So we had a tunnel. If you guys didn't see the episode when we got married at the Kentucky Castle, we had a tunnel of Hooters girls, and we all walked through it to enter to the reception, and they were tray passing wings and different things, and I just thought it was absolutely perfect. We also had a Taco Bell truck. I don't think that was on the show, but we had the castle. Whenever we got married, I rented the castle for 3 nights, so we had the entire castle, all the rooms, everything for 3 nights. So one of the nights we had a Taco Bell truck come, and everybody got like tacos and everything. It was so fun. And then of course we had the amazing meals that the castle prepped and everything for us. It was delicious. But yeah, the Hooters and the Taco Bell truck, all that stuff is just so fun. I can still look back on the good memories because we did, even though Jax and I are not in a good place right now, we definitely had a lot of great memories, and I'm going to try to remember not to take that for granted whenever I'm going through all this craziness.
As the air turns crisp and the holidays draw near, comfort becomes the best gift of all. Quince delivers layers that last, sweaters, outerwear, and everyday essentials that feel luxurious, look timeless, and make holiday dressing and gifting effortless. Quince has it all. $50 Mongolian cashmere sweaters made for everyday wear, denim that never goes out of style, silk tops and skirts that add polish, and down outerwear built to take on the season. Perfect for gifting or upgrading your own wardrobe. Honestly, Quint's Italian wool coats are at the top of my list. The cuts feel designer and the quality rivals high-end brands, but without the high-end markup. By working directly with ethical, top-tier factories, Quint skips the middleman and offers prices 50% less than similar brands. I love everything I have ever bought off of Quince. The prices are amazing. The quality is amazing. They have such great things, especially now that I'm Christmas shopping. I can find something for my mom, my sister, everybody. My mom especially loves her gifts. So boots, dresses, jackets, everything. So Quince has been amazing for the holiday season. Step into the holiday season with layers made to feel good, look polished, and last. From Quince. Perfect for gifting or keeping for yourself. Go to quince.com/realityhits for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too. That's QUINCE.com/realityhits to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/realityhits. This ad is brought to you by Vive Healthcare, the makers of Apritude Cabotegravir. You never skip your SPF, and you carry hand sanitizer like an accessory. But what are you doing for HIV prevention? One way to help protect yourself from HIV is Apritude, a prescription medicine used to reduce the risk of getting HIV in adults and adolescents weighing at least 77 pounds. You must be HIV negative to receive Apritude and get tested before each injection. If you think you're exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your doctor right away. More HIV testing may be needed. Apritude does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections. Practice safer sex to reduce your risk. Get Apritude as scheduled. Missing doses increases your HIV risk. Don't take Apritude if allergic to it or taking certain medicines that may interact. Tell your doctor about your medical conditions, liver problems, and mental health. Serious side effects include allergic reactions or rash, liver problems, and depression. If these occur, get medical help right away. The most common side effect is injection site reaction. Bring your A game and talk to your doctor. Learn more at apritude.com or call 1-888-240-0340.
This is from Kay Kristen Nicole again. When you left Jax at the end of the valley and called him out for lying about getting help. Yeah. That was an intense scene for me because, you know, we were done filming and we picked cameras back up just so that we could capture the fact that we had separated. Because obviously we want to be authentic to our show, and, you know, we were still together during that, and it was just a big change for how we thought we were going to go into the valley. We thought me and Jax, we thought we would just be like a great strong couple and it was going to go good, and it didn't go the way that we expected. So, you know, whenever we picked it back up, I was just so angry, and I still am so angry about a lot of things. It's going to take me a long time to get over, but the gaslighting and all that stuff that he was trying to do to me there, it just wasn't okay. And then yeah, the fact that I had been asking him to get help for a very long time and, you know, work on things and try to get things better for a very long time. It just really upset me that I had been trying. And then he calls the day before he knew the cameras were going to get picked back up to say that he has an appointment with a doctor the following day. And that just kind of upset me because I had been asking him to actually do that for himself and to do that for me and Cruz for so long. And it seemed to me that he only did it because the cameras were there. And I was not going to stand for that. And I was going to call it out because that's being fake. And that's what I really felt. And I'm glad that I did that because there was a lot of things that I feel like I got portrayed as last year. Like whenever he was saying I was drinking in times whenever I wasn't and different things like that. Like I was getting sick a lot. Let me just say I haven't been sick at all since January. So, yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's what it was. I just needed to stand up for myself. And I hope that like other people who were going through certain situations like that can maybe see that and relate to that and maybe try to find a little strength from it. Cause I'm just trying to find strength and be as strong as I can right now because it's hard. There's a lot of ups and downs going through this kind of stuff. But yeah, I was proud of myself in that moment for standing up for myself because I'm a people pleaser. I will say that. I know that about myself. I don't like conflict, but sometimes it boils over anyway. I'm a human being. Everybody's going to say things they don't mean. Everybody's going to mess up here and there. But at the end of the day, I don't like conflict. If I don't have to insert myself in something, I don't like to. Maybe if I had a couple drinks in me, it's more likely to come out. But I'm a type of person who will hold things in. So I was proud of myself for being strong in that moment. And it was a very hard moment. And it was a hard moment to watch back. But this new season is going to be very eye-opening, I think, to watch back for myself and also for the viewers. I think it's going to be a new side of me. Okay, this is from HT Cheetahs. And eating the pizza in the old dresses. I wanted to be there. So fun. Okay, that scene I love so much. It's whenever we were on my bachelorette party in Miami, and I wanted to do a vintage dress, like tacky wedding dress night. And I got that idea from Friends because I love Friends. And you guys know that episode where Rachel, Phoebe, and Monica are sitting on the couch and they're drinking beer and eating pizza and they're all in these like wedding gowns. I just wanted that for my bachelorette party. I wanted those moments, and you know, I just thought it was so great. And we were all in these like headdresses, and I'm like eating pizza and I'm crying because we went to a bar after hours, and mind you, we had been drinking all day. Okay. It was my bachelorette party. Who cares? We're supposed to do that. We were drinking, having fun all day. At the end of the night, these girls come out with bottle service and like big signs and sparklers and everything. And the sign says really big, "Don't do it, Brittany." And for some reason, I took that so personal. Like, I don't understand why I took that personally. I think it was because, you know, me and Jax had already been through a lot on the television show. So I already thought people were in their head being like, why is she marrying him? Like, she shouldn't marry him, blah, blah, blah. So I took it as a personal dig instead of something that they actually do for all bachelorette parties or bachelor parties that come in there. Like, they actually do that to people, but I didn't know that. So I thought it was like a dig at me personally for getting back with Jax. And I don't know why, but it was just so funny whenever I watch it back and we're eating pizza and I'm in this like big headpiece and I just like put my head down on the table and I'm sitting there crying. Like, I don't know what we were thinking. And then the guys dressed up as old men. And just like seeing that, oh my gosh, they looked like they are like, oh, it was so wrinkly and the walkers. That's just so funny. The things that we did, like looking back on everything, like there was some hilarious moments. I mean, they had to sit in makeup for like 4 hours probably to get all that old men stuff. And then I woke up the next day and Jax didn't even take off his makeup. He still had all the prosthetics and everything on his face, the nasty low ponytail. You imagine you're out on your bachelorette party and you wake up in the morning the next day and he still had on all the prosthetics. There was obviously no getting busy that night at the bachelorette party. Oh my goodness, that is so funny though. See, it's always good to laugh and reminisce about the good times. This is from Heather_D_Cole75. So she says, trip to Mexico and being scared of glass edges. You're a great mama too. Thank you. I just love being a mama. It's the best thing ever. I swear. I love my little baby more than anything. He's at school right now and I miss him so much. Like, even being gone from him for a couple hours is like painful for me. So thank you. I enjoy being a mom. It's my best thing I've ever done. But back to your question about Mexico and being scared of glass ledges. Glass ledges are my worst enemy. Glass balconies, glass ledges. I cannot even stand if I can't even watch my friends touch them because I just have this like big fear of balconies, and I didn't get it so bad until I got older. Like I can do roller coasters, I can fly, I can do all that stuff and I will be just fine. But for some reason, driving over a really tall bridge, or you're driving in a car and you're like a big cliff, like on Laurel Canyon or something, Mulholland, like one of those streets, and it's like a huge cliffs beside you, freaks me out so bad. My stomach turns. I just like feel like I'm going to go over the side. It's the weirdest feeling. I'm sure if you have a fear of heights, you know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. But balconies that are really high up, glass windows, like I can be in the most beautiful place and I can't even leave the door. I'll have to go up to the door and look at the balcony and look out. Like, I cannot look down, anything like that. It just terrifies me. You feel like you're going to go over, even though you know you're not going to. But, it's just like the worst feeling. My stomach turns, everything. So if it's a whole area that's all glass ledges, I had to like put my back against the wall, or I feel like I have to like get on my knees and crawl. We did this whole scene on Vanderpump Rules where we were in Vegas and we were all zip lining, and they didn't show my part, but like I finally got on there, but I was crying and everything. And for some reason they didn't show any of that. I think they only showed Lisa Vanderpump because she zip lined, but it was like, I felt like I was facing such a big fear. Just the fact that I had to walk out on a ledge and get like attacked, like the guy had to attach you. That was so scary to me. But I did it, and I broke that fear, and it didn't even make the show. I thought because I was crying and everything that it would have been on there. But yeah, that's always been one of my biggest fears. And I think it comes from this time, 4th of July. We went to the lake, and I was with my friend Lindy, and thank God we had life jackets on, okay, because I just don't even know what could have happened. But we climbed up this waterfall that people jump off of, and it's like very popular. Everybody was doing it before us. Everybody was doing it after us. So we climb up to the top, and then once I get up there, I'm like looking down. I'm like, oh my God, this is so far down. So I started getting scared and getting really, really nervous about it. And they were like, the only way down is to climb down the waterfall. And like, you're going to slip and fall. Like, it's way too dangerous. So like jumping was safer than trying to crawl back down. So eventually, after standing up there forever, I finally do it. And they kept saying like, pencil in, and then once you hit the water, you pencil your legs, and then it'll like swoop you up. Your legs will swoop in front of you or whatever, and you'll come right back up to the top. And I was wearing a life jacket. So I was like, okay. So I finally jump, and I'm penciled, and it just felt like the fall was lasting a lifetime. So I'm like thinking I'm going to hit the water any second, and just like kept going and kept going and kept going. My eyes were closed. So somehow my legs get out in front of me, and I just sat on the water. Like, basically, like, I just sat like I was sitting on concrete. I landed on concrete, and I went down in the water. And by the time I came up, my friends were already swimming after me because they knew how bad I hit. And they like pulled me by my life jacket because I don't even know if my legs would have been able to work. It was so painful. I got out onto the boat, and my legs were pitch black from my butt cheeks all the way down to my ankles on both legs. Pitch black. So I had bruises on both legs all the way down for 4 months on the back of my legs. I had to get checked to make sure I wasn't getting blood clots and stuff. Like, it was crazy. And I just smacked it so hard. It felt like I just fell right on concrete. So after that, I was like, oh yeah, no. And I think that made my fear obviously get worse as I got older. But I could still do roller coasters. I could still do that kind of stuff. But bridges, canyons, balconies, glass ledge, like, no, I'm not going up to the window and looking down. I'm not one of those people at all. This is from Rebecca Mopadish, and it says, my favorite J&B Kentucky moment is when y'all were sneaking liquor in the truck during camping. Oh my gosh. So back on Jackson Brittany Take Kentucky, we had a bonfire up on the farm. For those of you who don't know, we have like a 400 and something acre farm in Kentucky where I'm from, and we all lived on the same land. Like my aunts and uncles and my grandmother and my papa, we all have separate houses. It's just an amazing thing. I love that about my family. But we had a huge bonfire on Jackson Brittany Take Kentucky on the back of the hill, and my papa, he passed away. Miss him terribly. One of the best men I ever known and ever will know. Absolutely incredible human being. But he never drank, smoked, did anything like that in a day of his life. Very religious, very good man. And so we never would like drink or anything whenever, because it was Papa's farm. So that was just a rule. And, you know, he's been passed away for 10 years. So I feel guilty even like saying that we snuck alcohol in there. But, you know, my aunts and uncles, everybody drinks. It's fine. But I just didn't want Mamaw to see it. Like, she knows that we drink and stuff, but I just didn't want her to see it. I don't know. It just didn't seem right for Mamaw to see it. So that's why we were sneaking it. But like, you know, I was in my late 20s. Jax was probably 40 already, and we're over here sneaking alcohol. And all my friends are all in our 30s, and we're just like acting like we're 16 on the back of the farm in a field party.
When Reality Hits is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
You know what? I get it now as a parent, like why our parents were always like, no, you can't go to that party. No, you can't do this. No, you have to be back by this time. You have to do this. Like, because I'm just thinking about it now that I'm a mom, and I'm like, oh, no wonder they didn't want me to like sit in a field and just drink all night with my friends. No wonder they didn't want me to get in a car with a random person. No wonder they didn't want us to drive all the way to Florida for spring break. You know, like I see everything now that I'm a mom. Cracks me up. Okay, this is from Reality Ops. Definitely when you made James run out of the apartment screaming, the best. Oh my gosh. Every single time I rewatch that clip, I am cracking up at myself. It's whenever I say to James, he said something like, I thought you were a sweetheart or something like that to me. And I said, I am a sweetheart, you dumbass, or you, what did I say? You dumbass mother. I said, we're probably going to have to bleep this, but I said, I am a sweetheart, you dumbass motherfucker. I can't believe I said that. You got to remember, that's the night that I played the recording. Oh, worst thing. Oh, God, having to hear something like that is truly horrifying and disgusting. And I don't know how I ever got over that, but it was just awful. And that was the night that I had to hear it for the first time. I played it for the entire party. Can't believe I did that, but my emotions were going high and I was just like, oh, hell no. And, you know, James said that to me and that just came out of my mouth, but it's funny. It's funny. Like just that part, watching me say that back, I'm like, poor James looked so scared, and then he takes off running down the hallway like terrified of me and all the girls. It's hilarious. Oh my gosh, this is from Hershey Leffler's, and it says sunglasses in Hawaii. Golly, we just came back from Hawaii and I was just like, it's all I could think of. Yeah, that whole thing was absolutely crazy because I had absolutely no idea what he had done. So whenever the cops came and arrested Jax, we were sitting at Duke's Honolulu, and we had done 2 booze cruises that day. Second booze cruise, I had the glasses. I was sending screenshots to my mom. I had never owned like anything name brand like that. So having something that was Tiffany & Co. was like, oh my God. So I was sending a screenshot. I was like, look at the glasses that Jax bought me. I was so proud. You know, I was brand new, fresh baby to this world. Didn't know anything that was going on. Innocent, had no clue what was happening. And, we're sitting at the bar and they come up to us and arrested Jax. And I'm like, what is going on? I thought something else happened. I had no idea. And he looks at me as they're taking him away and says, don't tell anybody. And I am in Hawaii. Him and I didn't go to the pineapple field that day. So it was like Katie, Tom, I can't remember who was all was still there, but I think Sheena. Yeah. But anyway, so they all go to the pineapple thing, and me and Jack stayed and got in trouble. He got in trouble, but then he tells me not to tell anybody. I'm also brand new friends with all these people. So he's telling me not to say anything. Everybody's wondering where I am because we're supposed to be going to dinner and all this stuff. And finally, I had to like let them know what happened. But I was just all alone in Hawaii being told not to tell anybody. TMZ picks it up. It's all over the place. His mom's calling me. Everybody's calling me. It was insane. I just still to this day cannot believe that he did that. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. The memories. We'll do one more question. This is from Kimberly Phillips. Lisa, talking about your outfit when you first met each other. Oh my gosh. My first episode of Vanderpump Rules ever. That was so funny. I was so nervous. I would barely talk. That was one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever done. You guys can obviously see how intimidating Lisa Vanderpump is. She's like so classy and perfect and just this gorgeous lady with all these jewels. And I'm a girl from Winchester, Kentucky, like never seen that much money on a person in my life. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, so like, whoa, what is going on right now? Was so nervous. Didn't really even know I was going in for a job interview. I just thought Jax was taking me in to meet people. Also, Jax picked out that outfit and said Lisa would like it because he said that the girls wear little tiny dresses, Saint-Tropez dresses, and they don't wear any bras, and it's very LA and very like little flowy dresses and things like that. And I was like, so he picks out that little romper for me. We were shopping at Venice Beach and we bought it at like a little beach shop. So he tells me I should wear it. I didn't have a resume with me. I didn't have anything with me because I wasn't fully prepared for a freaking job interview. They made me like make a drink or tell her what was in a Bloody Mary. I was so nervous. But yeah, Jax definitely picked out that outfit and told me that Lisa would like it because they wear little dresses on Saturdays and wear little clothes. Oh, goodness. And then she tore me a new one, said something about wearing my trousers. I was like, I could not even deal with this right now. I was a nervous wreck. Little pre-booby Brit. It was so tiny. Okay, I think that's all the time I have, but I hope you guys had fun listening to a solo podcast with me, Brittany. I will be in Boston for an appearance October 17th. It's a live Q&A with me. It is at the Capo South Boston. So get tickets and come meet me if you are in or around Boston. I will be there. It's going to be fun. October 17th. I love you guys. Thanks for listening to When Reality Hits. Lots of exciting things coming up that I can't wait to talk with you guys about. So stay tuned. And I'm going to have Zach Wickham on next week. Love y'all. Have a great day. Stay positive. If you're going through hard times, keep on moving on because you will be okay. You will get through this. Stay positive. You've got this. Stay strong. Put yourself first for once. I love y'all.
This November, action is free on Pluto TV. Go on the run with Jack Reacher.
Every suspect was a train killer.
Then buckle up for Drive, World War Z,
Every human being we save is one less to fight.
and Charlie's Angels.
Damn, I hate to fly.
Launch into sci-fi adventure with The Fifth Element and laugh through the mayhem in Tropic Thunder.
What is going on here?
All the thrills, all for free. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.